Everybody talks about Sentinels as the #1 team in the world right now, and whilst I don't technically disagree, I think when the next international LAN rolls around, there are going to be a couple of challengers for that crown. I'm Mitch, bringing you another video with Jaxon, and let's take a look at who the real challengers could be in Masters 3. No doubt overlooked by international competition, Vision Strikers are a top contender when it comes to Masters 3 Berlin. This team has acquired one of the best players in Korea recently by the name of Lakia, making an already threatening team an even more difficult enemy to deal with now that they're running a 6-man roster. Now, so far, we've only seen the early stages of this 6-man roster, with Lakia only playing a Sky and only appearing on the odd map here or there, but now that they've had more time to prepare, there's no telling what tricks they might have up their sleeves. Vision Strikers made easy work of the competition within Korea, winning the grand finals 3-1. And of the 3 maps that they won, they gave their opponents 11 maps across all 3. That's pretty impressive, you know? 5 rounds, 1 round. Although most of the conversations around Vision Strikers that you're going to hear will involve Lakia, you look a little deeper at this team, you look back in the past, and this is not a team that is saved by Lakia. Vision Strikers were a top contender long before, and that's thanks to players like Buzz and Mako, who could well be one of the best Astra Viper players out there. And then Buzz, obviously, when this guy's on a jet, which, you know, is all the time, he's reaching CNED levels within Korea. The question is, and they manage that when it comes to the international stage. They've got a pretty tough bracket to start it out at, which is the one saving grace for some of the more international competition. They might not have to face them because they're sharing a group with Ascend and one other top tier team.
Just run in through the smoke and shoot. Let's go.
Supermassive Blaze have made waves within the EMEA Valorant scene. Just a couple of months of play under their belt, they've been able to dominate within Turkey and then move on to EMEA, where they took down some of EU's finest like FPX, G2, and Ascend, some of which were in incredibly dominating fashion. If you look at the components that these guys have, it makes them an incredibly intimidating adversary to take on. Let's start by talking about Pora. He came from Team Heretics over in EU, where he was known for his ratty lurk play, and a very solid player. He definitely had the option to go to pretty much any of the top teams who were looking at the time. However, Pora decided to go back, and we heard whispers that he was going to the Turkish scene to start and play in a super-powered team. It wasn't a surprise then when we saw players like Russ join him there. This is the guy that replaced CNET back on BBL. It was a Jet 1 trick back in the day, but now he swapped it up a little bit. He'll still play the Duelist and put up numbers on Reyna, but you'll see him more often than not on a Sova. Why would that happen, you might be asking yourself? I mean, Russ is the guy that replaced CNET, so we know he's a damn competent Jet player. But my friends, you've clearly never heard of Izzy. Look, Izzy was definitely not on the international radar before Supermassive Blaze. With his Jet play, he has been making a name for himself, but in the opening game, he'll be tested in a LAN match versus CNED. It doesn't get much better than this. Russ, who replaced CNED, and Izzy, who replaced Russ on that role, now coming up against the original. Oh, we are in for a treat. Now, last time around, Supermassive Blaze did win it, but it was pretty close, so it really could swing either way. Ascend are definitely on the watch list, but for now, you gotta give that extra bit of favor to Supermassive Blaze. For the best way to stay up to date with all the latest in esports, check out the Jaxon app over on the Play Store. I'll be back next time for more insight.